The new Aerothan Inner Tube. It's plastic and ultralight.
It's from Schwalbe. It's meant to be more puncture resistant, but it'll cost a pretty penny. Is it any good? Let's find out. In summer, we're all about saving weight. When I was racing a little bit more seriously, I'd put on my Envy carbon wheel set and I would put in some lightweight inner tubes. I tended to favour the Continental Supersonics.
In winter though, it's all about grip and puncture protection, so the summer weight tyres are giving way to these heavier but better Schwalbe Duranos, which gives a great opportunity to test their new inner tubes.
You may have heard about the Schwalbe Aerothan, which are made of thermoplastic. There are other thermoplastic tubes around like Tubolito, but Schwalbe say these are different. They've sent me 3 free to try, and I will tell you honestly what I think. And stick around because we're also going to test how successfully these tubes can be repaired, and you might be surprised. First, I put them on the kitchen scales with a few others.
This is the weight of the regular Continental inner tubes I'd normally use in winter. This is the weight of their Supersonics that I used with my summer wheel set. They seem slightly more vulnerable to punctures. And this is the weight of the new Aerothan tubes. I make it a little heavier than the claimed 41 grams, but all good so far. You can't put in too much air when fitting, just enough to give it some shape. Apparently they can be run at lower pressures, like tubeless, and are easier to fit than tubeless. Although I'm pumping, they can be inflated with a CO2 cartridge, unlike latex. Again, all good so far.
The ride is definitely smoother, although to be fair, that's probably a combination of the new tyres and the inner tubes. It's also claimed they are much more resistant to punctures. That'll be great, time will tell. So they're the good points. Now to the less good points. Well, firstly, they are not the lightest. Tubolito do one at 23 grams, which is getting on for half the weight. But of course, the big issue is price. £25 is a heck of a lot of money to expect people to pay at a time when many are suffering financial hardship due to the pandemic. It's also 5 times what I would routinely pay for a normal inner tube. So perhaps they have a value for a special race or a special event or a touring situation, but I would take some persuading.
When it comes to repairing a punctured tube, because at £25 you're not going to throw it away, there might be a problem. You buy these special glueless patches, so I tried sticking one on the tube, leaving it outside to adhere. An hour later, the patch just peeled off. I tried another patch and left it indoors in the warm for a couple of hours. It appeared to stick, so I fitted the tube in an old front wheel, inflated it to 100 psi and left it in the shed for a couple of days. Removing the tyre, extracting the tube.
That's where the patch was, and there is now no patch.
It had certainly come off and I couldn't find it anywhere. I wonder if it came off when being fitted. So, another attempt and the patch again peeled off within an hour. 4th and final attempt, it seemed to stick, so back into the spare wheel, leave it for a few days, and it comes out looking stuck, but then...
Oh, no. There you go. Edge.
It just peels off.
This video was already uploaded, ready to run on YouTube when I came to my bike, and it's had, I think, 2 long runs of about 100k each with these new inner tubes in. And guess what? Yes, I have a flat tyre. So in terms of puncture resistance, these inner tubes are not very good. I think you can guess my conclusions. The Aerothan tubes give a lovely, comfortable ride, but at £25 each, and with serious question marks over their ability to be repaired, well, I can't recommend them, and I suspect Schwalbe have something of a problem. But let me know in the comments, would you pay £25 for an inner tube like that? And please give me a thumbs up. I think I know what you're going to say. Until next time, goodbye.